Hello there and welcome. Let's look at how to admit students. There are several ways to actually do that. One is to go to the main toolbar. Over here, click on Add, select Student, and the student admission modal would actually show for you to enter student details. Another way is to go to Admissions. From Admissions, click on this button, Admit. From there, the student mode admission modal would appear for you to enter student details. Let's enter the student details now. First name, let's enter the first name of the student. So we are going to have Latifa. Over here, let's enter Idris. The middle name is optional. You can choose to enter a middle name or leave that one out. And then we come to the sex of the student. We can also input the date of birth of the student. So I'm just going to input any date. Here you can select the religion of the student, or you can simply select not applicable. Now let me explain this part. Auto generate new student ID. The system actually auto generates new IDs for students that we admit. However, this can be toggled off so that we have the opportunity to input our own ID. But please note that this can lead to errors. This can lead to duplicate IDs and other errors in the system. We advise that you keep this on. You keep it on as it is, and then from here we move on to the guardian area. Here, this is where you enter the guardian information. If we are dealing with a new parent, as you can see from here, this is where we enter the parent's information. However, if we are dealing with a parent who already has a child in the school, then we should click on existing parent, and enter the parent ID over here. From there, we search the system. Once we do that, the parent particulars are going to populate this area. The parent's name would come, the parent's ID, contact, occupation, and then there will be a confirm button to confirm that yes, this is the parent that we actually want to associate this child with. From then, we can confirm and click next. But here we are going to look at new parent. Okay, so let's enter details for a new parent. So let's say Idrisu Mohammed. Here, let's enter a contact of the parent. Here, email is also optional. We can choose to enter the parent email or not. However, we should remember that the system gives us the opportunity to be able to send emails to parents. And so if a parent doesn't have an email entered at this part, they won't be able to receive emails when we send any. And here, let's go to the home GPS. I'm just going to input here the relation, type of relationship, example father. So I'm going to put father. The occupation of the parent, let's say banker. Emergency contact. Here we are talking about a phone number, a number to call if there is an emergency at school. Let's have an entry. Over here, we see that we have auto-generate new parent ID. So if it's a new parent, that means that we have to auto-generate an ID for the parent. Here, we advise that you leave this turned on. Let's go to next. Now, at the next stage, this is where we actually enter admission preferences. We can assign class over here as it can be seen from this drop down. If you have already registered classes in your application, here this is where you can actually assign a class to a student. If you haven't, that is fine. You can do that later. Over here too, we can select student fees. Here, if you are using predefined fee categories for students, you can actually select a category and place the student in that category, and whatever amount applies to that category, the students will be paying same. So over here, let's select primary fees. Are we giving the student a discount, and is a discount in terms of percentage or amount? As we can see over here, whether percentage or amount. If we are giving a discount in amount, how much are we looking at? If we are also giving a discount in terms of percentage, what percentage are we looking at? As we can see from here. Then we move on to the date of enrollment. I'll select today. Then we look at admission status. Over here, the default is pending. If we make it pending, that means that we are yet to actually arrive at a decision with regards to whether we have admitted the student or not. So if we do that, the student information would not move to students. It will actually move to admissions area, where we can later make a final decision. If we also choose, there is also a toggle over here, enter fee amount. Earlier, I selected a fee category. If your school is not using fee categories, you can simply choose to enter a fee amount over here. You can simply choose to enter the amount of fees a student should pay. But over here, I'm going to leave it with categories because I already selected the fee category primary for the student. And then I'm going to move to next. Here, you can enter previous school name, is optional. You can enter previous class, which is also optional. If the student has any known medical condition, it can be selected over here. Other can be selected. Now, over here, if you select anything other than none, you'll be required to provide additional information. As it can be seen from here, provide details of condition. So over here, I'm going to select none. And then over here, you can enter any additional comments that you want. And after that, you click on save. Congratulations, Latifa has been successfully added to your student list. To view, so this is a congratulatory message telling us that the student has been admitted. To admit another student, we can simply click this place, or we can close the dialog altogether. At this juncture, I want to add that we have bulk imports for schools that actually want to add several students at once. And all you need to do is to click on this part. Download the CSV file that we have provided, and then go ahead to input student details according to the recommended format. Once you have done that, export that as a CSV file, and over here, select your file and upload it. The system would pick the names of students in that file. And just like that, there will be a preview of the names before you finally click on import. All students in that CSV file would be added to your system. Later, you can assign classes, assign fees, and all that. Thank you very much for watching.